One in the top, you ain't gotta ask that. I be with a cash at, I be with a gang at.
Yo, this is TJ from Northern Comeups, and today we're going to present How Did I End Up Here by Duvy, a 17-track album released December 17th, 2022. I love to analyze the track list before diving in, to see the features, amount of tracks, and song titles. Only one of 17 tracks on the album actually has a feature, but it has 2 features, making this album clearly about Duvy showing off his individual skill set. Very similar to how Grassways only has 1 feature. Duvy's been focused on giving himself as much exposure as possible, not allowing many features to steal from his spotlight since his debut album on Spotify, Jane Babies. This direction's definitely working for Duvy at the moment, but I think all of us fans would find it much more exciting for him to collab with others from his city. I do see Duvy on a lot of other songs as a feature on other artists from the city though. So he's working with lots of artists, but seems to like keeping his projects almost only on him. Tapping in with artists from maybe even different countries or places could be a good idea, for as his sound would be very new to them, and most likely spread like wildfire. Now let's not waste no time and talk about the album and our top 5 tracks from it. Starting off at number 5, we got Forgive Me, and we ranked that a 7.7 out of 10. At number 4, Glock and Roll, ranked at a 7.8 out of 10. I think you should hear the top 3 songs to really see why they deserve the position they got. Coming at number 3, ranking at a solid 8 out of 10, we got Hold On.
It's time to ride, is you ready to hop in this car? The way bro catch him in traffic, he skirt like NASCAR. He's locked in his stick jam, this shit is like a job.
At number 2, ranking at an 8.3 out of 10, we got 6 AM Geekin'.
They told me watch my back, they think that I can't watch myself. I fought for the grind, I ain't never fought for help. I woke up and went to that corner when my brother died, but I can't complain cause we spin back right there many times.
For our top ranked song on the album, ranking at an impressive 8.4 out of 10, we chose For My Camp.
They say you too gang, so you asshole. My whole life been wild, I slang stick since a while. All these tribulations, I hope Brody he be trial. More racks, more problems in the pile. A lot of pain behind your idol.
Okay, now that you know the top 5 songs to check out, let's dig into those 5 songs and really analyze them a little more. The first track I want to talk about is For My Camp.
I went so hard, felt like I had enough, but I couldn't give up cause I ain't had enough. For the times I couldn't sleep, my belly was aching, but I respect my grind, you know it's so hard for me to stay patient.
On the tracks where Duvy seems to start with a chip on his shoulder by stating what he's come from, it tends to make a much better track. I'm not sure if it alters his mindset, but this is a recurring thing I get from Duvy's music. Lots of statements making it seem like if you put the work in, you will achieve. This beat's simple, but it's allowing Duvy to flow stupid effortlessly and even try things I feel like I haven't heard from him before, which really impressed me. Also, that flow when he says,
They say you too gang, so you asshole. My whole life been wild, I slang stick since a while.
is stupid catchy. It's been in my head the whole time writing this. Now, let's talk about 6 AM Geekin'. I love the uses of his melodic capabilities throughout this track. Duvy's melodies are so exciting for some reason. It captures my attention immediately, no matter what I'm doing.
They think Brody, he was on the drill. And that first nigga who died gave him a birthday wish. Get up super close, I swear that glizzy kiss.
This part stands out for his melodies, but this bar is quite extreme at the same time, meaning they blew his candles out, a metaphor for murder.
Dumb way, we know that death is promised. Bro, you got a sweater in the middle of August.
A harsh reality of life many don't care to face for a long time. But as a famous quote says, your second life begins once you realize you only have one. You live life with a different level of ferocity for your goals and what you really want out of life. I think Duvy learned this valuable lesson young. Next, let's tap into Glock and Roll.
They say you never around no more gang, do you see my life?
When you're elevating, the ones you're leaving behind are going to start complaining they don't see you staying comfortable being down on that level forever. People envy when they see someone doing better than them, when they don't believe that person deserves it. Best way to deal with it is usually to just cut ties, because you don't want a leech in your life. The next song's also one of my personal favorites as well. I've been pumping this track in the gym at least once a workout. I'm talking about Forgive Me.
They say legends never die, but shit I die for him. Little nigga scared to slide, but say he ride for me. Drugs, murder, and guns, that shit so normal. Heartbreaks all the time, babe, my heart hurting.
A crazy intro that really sets the pace for the rest of the track. So many lines articulating his cruel upbringing in the streets, and some glaring differences from what anyone I know would call normal. Here's a few examples.
I ain't never went on a school trip, they gave me no form. I was stuck up in the streets. I just had a shooting for 'em. Guns, drugs, and murder. Yeah, that shit so normal. Shit, we was toasting up, had a plan, this ain't right. Yeah. Free my nigga, we were just round sliding around all bikes. Yeah.
Crazy to think of the life Duvy's come from to become such a success, because so many end up folding to the stress and pressures of that life and are stuck in a cycle for life. It's a true testament to Duvy's strong mind and work ethic to have gone through so much and continue to work this hard. Shows some of us our biggest struggles are really nothing in comparison. And last but not least, hold on. Love the message he's sending with this track on how he's the back holding on and putting in the work for all those around them while holding them down emotionally. It takes a strong man to deal with everyone's problems, but strong men prosper. This track inspires me to be a stronger man myself and deal with all the problems of life. Cause
all of this pain, you told me all this shit go pay. It's part of the game, so you know I'm always having faith. Had my stick back in the days, and I still have it today. Ain't have the racks back in the days, but bitch, I have it today.
that faith he has is paying off, and I think it will continue to. Alright now, the highlights of How Did I End Up Here is easily his melodies. There are very few, but it's what would catch my attention and snap me back into this review. His verses tend to have multiple lines that either get me thinking or get some sort of reaction out of me. Extremely interested in seeing Duvy grow into a complete artist, because he's definitely on his way. With that being said, and looking back at everything I talked about earlier, we've ranked this album a 6.9 out of 10. I'm impressed with beat selection on this album. There was a lot more variety of instruments, and I felt more risky beat choices than on his previous albums. He really ended up making it work in his favor, because those tracks came out to be some of the best. I'm not too impressed with his growth in flows or rapping, if I'm honest, as it does have the same feel as Grassways. But since that album is great, I can't say it's a knock. I just hope he gives us something a little more with his next project. I think adding features would be a great move for him, as the competition on Life at the Party led Duvy to create the most catchy hook of the album. Whether it was competition or multiple minds working together, it improved his work noticeably. If he keeps this same work ethic while growing with more artists, it'll grow his sound and brand indefinitely. Check out Duvy's album, How Did I End Up Here, for yourself and form your own opinion. Do you agree with my rankings, or where do you think I went wrong? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for listening to me and tapping into the video. Make sure to follow Northern Comeups on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and all our socials. You can find Duvy and much more talent in our official Northern Comeups playlist. All the links to everything and everyone will be in the description below. My name's TJ, and this is How Did I End Up Here by Duvy.
You ain't gotta ask that. I be where the cash at. I be where the gang at. Some are getting cash, some are with the gang. Junkies buying dope, only time I seen the hand.